healing your issues with food will heal your issues with abundance. Almost guaranteed. Because it's an energy within the body. So if you have any type of fear or concern or worry or lack or anything around food, it is playing out in how you receive and attract in abundance. Okay. Similarly, with our health, you're struggling with your health, this creates a lack in the body. There is not enough health. There's not vitality. Vitality is full cup, expansive energy, expressive, feeling vital in the body. The life force is vital. If you feel life force and feel vital life force in your body, this energy will so easily replicate itself to abundance and financial wealth. Hello, sweet, beautiful souls, and welcome back. Today, we're going to be talking about health and money. These seemingly unrelated energies are, in fact, very related. I see this a lot in client sessions, and I really wanted to dive into this deeper because I think that a lot of people categorize these things as different areas of their life. And while everything is all connected, you can definitely bring in relationships to this as well. But for the sake of this, for this episode, I'm just going to be talking about health and money, because a lot of people, again, see these as separate things when potentially addressing the opposite one may heal the one that you're focusing on. So if you're focusing only on your health and you really need to be focusing, like healing your money could heal your health. And if you're only focusing on your health, switch that around. If you're only focusing on money, healing your health could also bring in more abundance. So if you are new here, go ahead and hit the like and subscribe button, and let's dive right in. So, health and money. Everyone loves talking about money, how to get more of it, how to be abundant. Just like so many things going around about money. We've all seen it. But what about our money in regards to our health and well-being? A lot of times when people come to me for hypnotherapy or energy work, what I oftentimes see is that these energies are they play off of each other. They're very much related. So this episode is really to just bring potentially some awareness to this for you. And I believe that awareness is half of the transformation. It really is. So often in my sessions, people see these things that they've never thought of. They've never realized. We think that a certain trauma has caused all of our issues, and really it's not. Really, it's something so small and menial that has led to why we're struggling. And so my hope in today's episode is that you can potentially have that awareness come to you for whatever it is regarding your health or your money that could completely change your life. So as we begin, as you have probably heard, there's an energetic root to everything. So if you are struggling with your health and you've been struggling, there's an energetic root most likely that still is asking to be healed. And if you're struggling with your money in whatever capacity, or you're not struggling, but you just desire to have more or to not have stress around it, there's most likely still an energetic root beneath that as well. So I want us to look at these two energies in our lives and in the body. These two energies are being held in the body, that which we focus on our health and that which we focus on our money. Now, say for example, you are restricting your health, your food. You feel fearful of what you eat. You're not trying to eat too much. You're monitoring everything you eat. You're worried that you're going to gain weight, that you you're restricting in whatever sense of the word. You are saving up calories. You are not allowing yourself to enjoy food. Well, if you're struggling to call in abundance, that same energy, now this is not always like 100%, but if you answered yes to any of these questions, are you struggling to have more money? Because the same energy of lack within your health and your body can also translate to lack of abundance and financial resources. And this doesn't even have to be restricting health, but just lack of health can also equal lack of abundance. But think of these energetically of like, in the case of restricting, if you are restricting in any sense of the way or fearful of gaining weight, of food doing something to you, or of your health going awry, and so you feel the need to restrict in any sense of the word. Now, how would more money come in if you are restricting yourself and limiting yourself? This can also, again, relationships. Are you limiting the amount of love that you receive from your partner? Are you limiting the amount of pleasure that you receive? Because again, this is going to limit the amount of financial abundance you can receive. And these things are subconscious, right? Like, I don't think anyone is we're not deliberately telling the universe, I don't want pleasure, love, and health. No one's doing that. But these things get into our subconscious mind based off of beliefs that we've had very early on in childhood. And so what the mind does is it orients itself to the world in a way that it knows it can handle. So if your mind knew that you could handle growing up scarcity, not having enough, not being well, that is now normal. That is now the normal. And so your mind likes what is familiar. So it's not going to try and create what would be happy and beautiful and joyful. It says, no, this is what I grew up with as normal. Having an abusive mom or dad was normal, so I will try and find someone who is abusive. Not having enough money was normal, so I will try and continue on to not have enough money because that's normal. And as weird as it sounds, I can survive not having money. Or I saw mom or dad not well, and therefore I'm not well. And so I know that I can survive not being well. I don't know what health is. These are all beliefs that can become imprinted into our subconscious mind growing up, and then we just go on living in that same energy. Okay, so on the flip side of restriction would be binging, consuming too much. So tip the scales onto the other side, and this is often expressed in, again, not always, but financially, like spending more than you have, and which also would deplete your body and your bank account, because it's like that type of energy of like, especially in binging, there's like a very like frantic, I noticed like a underlying frantic energy, because it's like always waiting for the next binge. So whether you restrict or binge, it doesn't really matter. There's also there's always just the in between of like, here's the thing. So many people struggle with food, and you don't have to be like diagnosed with an eating disorder, but I know a lot of people struggle. A lot of people struggle. What do I eat? How do I eat? And just their relationship with food. No one has a perfect relationship with food that I know. Or they've done the healing work. I don't believe that anyone just like comes out of the womb with a no, we do come out of the womb with a perfect relationship with food, but then it gets imprinted. And I mean, look at a baby, like they're not worrying about what they eat or calories or any of these things. But then we grow up, and especially in our current culture, I just believe that the level of from disordered eating to an eating disorder, there's a lot of room in between. But healing your issues with food will heal your issues with abundance. Almost guaranteed. Because it's an energy within the body. So if you have any type of fear or concern or worry or lack or anything around food, it is playing out in how you receive and attract in abundance. Okay. Similarly, with our health, you're struggling with your health, this creates a lack in the body. There is not enough health. There's not vitality. Vitality is full cup, expansive energy, expressive, feeling vital in the body. The life force is vital. If you feel life force and feel vital life force in your body, this energy will so easily replicate itself to abundance and financial wealth. But we have to feel full in the body. We have to feel fully satiated and have this life force running through us that nourishes and heals our body. And so often there are just energetic blocks within the body, or again, these programs that we orient ourselves that we don't know how to have health. The body naturally heals itself, my friend. It naturally heals itself. But if there's a belief that it's unsafe to be healthy or unsafe to be wealthy, the body holds on to this. And so obviously we can also get into the stress of money, right? So many people are stressing about money. So this is where we turn the flip side of the coin. So many people are stressing out about money. So what is this going to do to your health? They say that stress is the number one cause of dis-ease. And I agree with that. And I also believe, though, that it's not the full story, because what is stress? Like, what is stress? What is it? You can't tangibly say something is stressful. Stressful is a state. It's a state of being. There are things that induce stress for many people, but there are only a few things that are truly, truly universally stressful. And that would be like the loss of a loved one, divorce, like these really intense rape, potentially. These are things that can cause stress. But at the end of the day, it's how we orient ourselves to it. So are you stressed out because here's the thing. Now just go with me on this for a second. Have you ever been out in nature, been at an event with loved ones or something, and you are still worried or stressing out about work, health, finances, or whatever it is? Like you can't relax. I think we've all had that. I myself experienced it a few months ago where I was like out at the coast, walking on the beach, and I was still thinking about all of the things that I should be doing. So this was a layer coming up for me to be healed, because if this is inducing stress in you, well, it's not the stressor, it's how you respond to stress. So that is why healing our nervous system, which I'll link that video, that has been such a important and popular one, because it's about healing our nervous system to be able to hold health and wealth and relationships. It's about holding it in the body vessel. It's about holding in that frequency. It's about turning down the circuits so that the body and mind do not perceive things as stressful and immediately go into fight or flight. there are people who can experience, they can walk through something that is deemed as very stressful and handle it with such grace and ease. And that is because they have cultivated that energy within their body. They've healed their nervous system. And these are most likely the people that have incredible health and great wealth and abundance, because they have taught their bodies that they're safe. Okay? To be safe in the body is to be able to hold great wealth and health and love and a life you love. It's all connected. And so I also want to touch on the cost, the value, and reward of something, or cost, value, and worth. Cost, value, and worth of something. How much does something cost? So this is something that I used to see a lot. I don't see it as much anymore. If you're most of my listeners and followers are pretty well aware that organic and healthy food is important, but there are many people who still do not understand why you would spend extra money for organic food. They think that it costs too much. So what is the value then? What is the value of a conventional apple and a regular, or an organic apple? The value, I would say, of that organic apple is far greater. So yes, the cost is greater on the organic apple, but the value is so much greater. It does not have the toxins and pesticides that can lead to illness and dis-ease and not feeling well. And so then what's the actual worth? So then we like to think like long term. How much was that actually worth? Well, that organic apple potentially gave you energy and life force, so it paid off long term. Well, what about the one with pesticides? Sure, there are probably still some nutrients in there, but all of the toxins and pesticides, what was the worth of that and the value of that in your body? And so then when we think about things on a grander scale, so potentially like the cost of working with a healer or a practitioner or a coach, what's the cost of it? It might cost a lot, but the value of it, and the overall worth of it, how much was it actually worth if it gives you your health back, if it helps you make money? How much was it actually worth? Was it worth the $500, or was it worth the $1,000, or was it worth the $20,000, or was it priceless because it gave you your health back, or because it gave you the skills that you needed to grow your business, or to find the love of your life, or to feel at home and safe and at peace in your body? Is there really a price tag that you could put on that? So many people are just so focused on the cost of something that they're not looking at the value and the worth of it. This energy is, first of all, a program of how we're perceived to view society, but it's also an imprinting in the body, because you're holding that energy of, this is, I believe, fight or flight energy of what does it cost? That's all that matters. It's this narrow view and lens of reality. What does it cost? What does it cost? What does it cost? I believe that's fight or flight, and that's a trauma response. And if you heal your nervous system, suddenly you can open up the lens of reality and see, okay, what is the value of this for my life? What is the value in my health? What is the value that I will receive from this product or this service or this healing or this mentor? What is the value they will give me? Because if we can look at the value that we will get, then does the cost really matter? And is the cost that important? Then would we put so much weight on the cost if we knew that it would expand our health and our life and our finances and our relationships? If we knew it would open up so many doors and have us feel so aligned with ourself and our truth and at home in our body, at peace in the world, can you put a cost on that? And I think that there's so much wounding in our society around, I mean, I think that at the end of the day, we've become, it's almost like numb that our discernment muscle has become like, it's fatigued because we're being sold to all day long. And I believe that this can cause a problem as far as being able to actually make good decisions, because we're being sold to all day long. And so this is why it is so important to heal our nervous system, so that we can actually like know like what feels good in the body and learn what those signals are for you, rather than just always thinking with the mind. The mind can only get us so far. It is the body that truly will help propel us and align us to what the soul is really desiring for us. And so we have to be able to come back into the body, so that when we are presented with a cost of something, we instead see the value of it. And in doing that, you will know if something is going to be of value or not. Not everything is of value to you. It might be to someone else, but maybe not for you. Working with someone might not be of value to you, but you have to know that within yourself. You have to feel that within yourself. I have people come to me and say, I just felt like I was supposed to book a session with you. Trusting that and knowing that, because our energies are resonant, right? Like our energies are not resonant with everyone. We have to know who and what those are. And that takes healing our nervous system, and that takes healing these things around our health and money, so that we can know, because so many of us are acting again from this narrow lens of what does it cost? What does it cost? What does it cost? But really, what does it cost? What does it cost for you to not invest in healthy food? What does it cost for you to not invest in your health and well-being? What does it cost for you to not invest in the growth of your business? What does it cost for you to not invest in whatever it is for you in your life? What is the cost to not invest? Because what value will you receive through investing in yourself? I believe that the greatest thing that we can invest in is ourself, our learning, our growth, our health. Your health is your wealth. Period. Period. The end. Your health is your wealth. And so if you are struggling with your health or your wealth, I so invite you to begin to see these as one energy, that are simply asking you, inviting you rather, to come deeper within yourself, to look deeper within yourself, to peel back the layers and come deeper into the home within you. Any of these problems or perceived problems that are presenting to you in your life, it's just an opportunity for you to come to know yourself and source God, source the universe better. That's all it is. So with that, my friends, let me know your takeaway in the comments below. Let me know you're listening over on Instagram at I am at Jasmine Elise. And until next time, I am sending you all infinite love and light.